All right, so let's begin the show. Good morning, friends. Thank you so much for joining us this lovely Saturday morning. My name is Kanhaiya, and I'm heading the sales and marketing at International College of Financial Planning. It's a part of Bajaj Capital Group. Our topic for today's webinar is becoming a certified financial planner. And we are delighted to have with us Mr. Rishi Narang. He's a certified financial planner and master in management studies specialization in finance from Mumbai University. He has over 16 years of experience in investment planning, research, and advisory. He has worked with leading asset management companies, hedge fund, and wealth management companies, making him uniquely qualified to guide you on your journey to become a certified financial planner. Please join me to welcome Rishi sir. Thank you so much, Rishi. Now the stage is yours.
Thank you for inviting me, Kanaya, for the webinar today, and thank you, Christian, and thank you all for joining on a Saturday morning. I know, it could be a holiday for most of you when you guys are here, so definitely there is some takeaway that is there for you today. So let's begin, and I hope I'm able to do justice to your time with us. So I'll just share my slide and then just begin. Uh, Yes. Let me just one second. Yeah.
Uh, just,
I hope
just,
my
just, just.
slides.
I'm sorry, Rishi, to interrupt you. Friends, just a ground rule, we have kept everyone on mute just to ensure that when Rishi sir speak, we all can hear him without any kind of interference. But it doesn't deter you asking your question. You can always ask your question in the chat box. And at the end of the session, we will have a dedicated 15 to 20 minutes time for a dedicated Q&A session where you can ask and interact with directly with Rishi sir. By that time, you can ask your question in the chat box, and we will take uh, every questions from there. Thank you. Uh, Back to you, Rishi.
Thank you, Kanaya, for setting the ground rules. Okay. So before I begin the session today, friends, I just have one question. If you guys can answer it. So tell me, uh, what is India's ranking today in terms of GDP or what we call commonly as the economic activity? So what is the ranking today? Can anybody tell what's the correct ranking? Are we number first, number second, third, fifth, 10th? Let me see the answers. Prashant Bapat, 3. We are hoping to get that. Rupak Ji at 4. Excellent, sir. Ramesh Ji and Richa, 5th. Ma'am, long back. We have moved forward, right? Harshit, I think Shrikant. So thank you so much for your answers, friends. And I think a couple of you have already given the right answer. Asmi Parvite, yes, we are the fourth largest. Yash, we are trying to get to that. So that's the kind of a thing, friends, that I'm so happy to see these responses from you. And the good part is that all the responses here are, we are not, each of us is aware that India today is not below the fifth rank, right? So that itself shows the kind of dynamic economic environment we have in the country, and we can see left, right, center, the kind of development, the things that are happening. So how does it all boil down to, my career and your career? Let's look at it. So thanks for your responses. Let me begin my presentation. So firstly, friends, when we talk about careers and things, it does not really work if the economy is not doing that great. Let's be very, very clear about it. So, as many of you rightly mentioned, that India has now, beaten Japan to become the fourth largest economy. Right, we are roughly around 4.19 trillion. This is the latest numbers that have been released by IMF. Right, so the world listens to IMF, so that's why we are the fourth largest right now. And I was reading an article yesterday by the CEO of HSBC, and he very categorically said that we are right now in 2025. By 2030, we are going to be the third largest. So we are going to beat Germany. Maybe we might do it even before that. But yes, uh, so far so good. It looks like by 2030 we'll be the third largest. So we are there. We are there. We have a global presence. We have an economic might that the world is looking towards us in terms of that this region of Asia Pac is going to be the region of success for the next maybe the next I would say the entire maybe 50 100 another years or so, and even more than that. Uh, I have one question on the economic side, which I'll come back. So let me then look at how are the other industries within the finance industry working in India. See, if you look at the mutual fund industry, right, 69 lakh crores is the AUM that we have. Friends, we have actually done 10 times. We've not doubled in the same, like from 2012 to 24, right? So it's like 12 years, but we've not doubled. We made it more than 10 times there. The other thing for you to look at is, of course, the 69 lakh crores. Actually, my expectation was it will touch 75 lakh crores or something, but then we had the markets became very volatile from September onwards. So there were some investors who were directionless, who just went with doing SIPs. Now they stopped. So they are not really following the whole mantra. I'll share that mantra also today with you. The other part is forex reserves. Friends, we are sitting at a very comfortable $690 billion. You talk about was the country's leadership even doubtful about the fact that should we go with the kind of precision strikes we have to do? Not really, because the money is there. We're not really concerned right now in terms of will that have an impact on our imports or not? Not really. In terms of millionaires, the expectation is that by 2028, we'll have maybe 20% more millionaires in India, right? So this entire slide of mine actually shows that the economy is booming. We are right now in the best of the best times, friends. These are the best of the best times. And uh, should we make should we make the use of it? Should we use it for our advantage? Yes. Why not? Why not? If this is what the economy is showing me that this is what I'm doing now. What can you do on in your own personal lives? How you can take things forward? Now, please understand one thing here, friends. That when you look at the first chart here, which I'm just my cursor is moving there. See, we are right now at $4 trillion. Mota 4 trillion is the nominal GDP. But when we aim to, let's say, become like a China, which is 5 times the size today, 20 trillion, right? And even a US, which is 6 times, like maybe even uh, seven times or something like that. How is that going to happen? It does not happen. It will not happen it automatically, sir. The major requirement is that you need more credit creation in the economy. And how will that and who will manage that? What is the infra that is required for an economy to move from 4 trillion to, let's say, 18 trillion, 20 trillion, 30 trillion? Sir, the solution to that thing is the banking, financial services, and insurance industry. This is the industry which has to, it has to become the 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. It cannot work like that because this infra today that we have, this size of the industry that we have today, this will not sustain. It is good to sustain 4 trillion, 5 trillion, but not 20 trillion, sir. Not at all. So what does it mean? It means that there is humongous amount of growth that's going to come. We require more banks. In fact, just to let you know, I was reading the report which said right now, I think we have some 25, 30 asset management companies for mutual fund. We will require maybe 100 plus companies. The world is going to come here and set up shops and do investments for Indians, for us, all of us. So this basically means that we cannot continue only with one HDFC bank and one ICICI bank and one state bank. We need 5 state banks. I need 10 HDFC banks and at least 6 to 8 more ICICI banks. Where what is required over there? You will require people to work over there, right? Insurance companies are opening up. The government made 100% FDI. Mutual fund, I just gave you an example. 100 asset management companies. They're not going to bring people from abroad. They're going to hire people from here. So this is what is the main essence that when the economy is doing that well, we have done good. We've reached 4, but we are not there because we want to become a 10 trillion, 12 trillion, 15, 18, 20, God knows where we will reach. What's our economic might is going to be. But that will not happen if the BFSI stays like this. So there is going to be huge demand. So then my question is, if this is the case, right now you know very, very clearly, there are two main things that are working everywhere, and especially in emerging economies, developing economies like India. One is on the technology side, you have AI, which is required, right? And second is on the BFSI side, we will see this industry is going to increase, grow like anything. The HSBC CEO said India is right now our third top market. This was never the case before. And when this question was asked, what's your plan? They said about 26 branches in India in terms of retail branches. We're going to add 20 more very, very soon. The world is understanding that this is the time to be in India and to be in India to manage the money that the Indians are earning. Right. So this is the huge opportunity and the advantage of which all of us should take in any fashion. Be you do your job in this industry. Let's say you also start your own practice of advisory. Let's say you are a chartered accountant, but you want to add the skill sets of for advisory. How do I manage people's money? How do I really make them financially independent? That's the buzzwords, friends. Everybody, Indians, we all want to lead better lives, but better financially managed lives, if you ask. Right? Okay, so let me go to the next slide now. Now, the certified financial planner, friends. Why is this certification the go-to certification today? That's because that's because this is the gold standard for when it comes to personal finance. The best of the best certifications for personal finance, and this is recognized globally. This is recognized in 27, and when I say 27 countries, they're not ordinary countries. They're all the leading economic mites of their own geographies, the most developed countries. And also in India, this is becoming a big practice. See, the second one, this is, as you all must be aware, it's a US based course, right? US based certification. The best finance courses, friends, they always are coming from the US because that's the place where the thought process emerges. And when once anybody completes the CFP, he can use the name, the suffix CFP after his name. This is the course, friends, which is very latest in terms of what is the evolving requirements of people in terms of their financial advice and management. It includes, there's a lot of education. There's a lot of modules which I will discuss to you, which are actually trained to people in terms of training. How do you set up your practices? What are the ethical standards? How do you really become, the trusted advisor? There are two very strong words. One is advisor. Yeah, I can become an advisor, but am I the trusted advisor? The one that comes to the person's mind whenever he's thinking of money and finance and advice, and top choice for investment advisory services across the BFS sector. If the BFSI is supposed to boom, that I'm telling you today, CFP's certification, people with this credential are going to definitely make huge careers in the industry, right? So let me go to the next slide now. Now, this is my experience, friends, of the last 15, 18, 20 years that I've worked in the industry. See, the industry and the sector, let's say the regulators, the industry, the clients, they will only recognize a certification, a profession when it is creating value for them. We require value. We don't require just gyan, right? We all understand that. So please understand the point that the CFP certification is creating that difference, that value is being created across the dynamics across the value chain of the BFSI industry. I'll just give you a little sense of it. How? Firstly, for the clients, when they meet a certified financial planner, he's the one who's representing the corporate or maybe individually if he's an advisor. They see that his focus is not on products, right? So he's not focused right now on the products. His focus is more on the client. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve in life? I am there to help you to become financially independent, but I also want to understand what do you want to achieve. Success is your success shallow as just about, let's say you're buying a Mercedes, or is it about being financially independent and being, because that is only going to come in when you're financially responsible and you're trying to also help the others in terms of you're trying to even contribute to the society. I have so many students with us who are right now communicating the financial literacy to different geographies, different kind of set of people who are from villages, and also passion karna, which is again a very great thing to do. When it comes to the ethics, right? Again, the client see that the CFP is working, he's in a fiduciary capacity. Client first is the mantra that he follows, right? So that gives a very different kind of an environment that this person or maybe his technical skills plus his thought process in terms of how he has been trained in the certification is very different. When it comes to the firms, for the companies that hire CFPs, they find out that the CFP is one who is able to bring in more business because he's able to become the trusted advisor. Clients are trusting him because they see he's a technical sound guy and he's also a person who has a vision of things. He is looking in the future. And for the firms, again, friends, we have to very, very clearly understand that the BFSI is a regulated industry, right? You have to maintain compliances across the different streams, different verticals, whatever the things are there. The firms also recognize that a CFP is one who's very, very well aware of the compliances. He doesn't see it as a shock. He doesn't see that this change is not accepted. He's the one who's taking it from forefront that yes, we need to be compliant. Only then we are going to really create value for clients, and then only the BFSI industry will grow. Otherwise, the all industry are leaving. That's the kind of a point. And from a regulatory point of view, which is the SEBI today, SEBI sees that yes, they are the ones who are providing. Our main concern is that people should get the right advice. They are the ones who are providing it. Our main concern is that it should not be more of not only talk about product, talk about financial, the entire dynamics of things. They are doing that. Compliance is SEBI's main thing. Every BFSI company has to be compliant. CFPs are doing it across the different places they're working, different verticals, different places they're heading, and things like that. So this is the overall value creation in the value chain of the BFSI industry. And this is going to continue forever because that's the way a CFP is trained, right? Let me go to the next slide now. Yeah. On this slide, if you look at it, friends, I'm trying to compare who all are the financial advisors that we have in India today. And is there any comparison with CFP? See, we have insurance advisors, but they are single product focused. Similarly, mutual fund distributors, single product focus, which is mutual funds. You ask them about taxation, they will tell you about mutual fund. But you ask them about what do I do if I sell my house and I don't want to pay taxes? Is there anything like Section 56, 54 that you are aware of? No, sir, I'm not aware. I can always make you help you invest money. Bank RMs, their more mandate is towards the products which the bank wants them to sell. Chartered accountants, very great profession, very noble profession, but again, it's more from the from corporate and corporate taxation and personal taxation. But if you talk to them about that, give me a holistic investment solution which is going to make me, sail through very peacefully for the next 40 years and also make a very comfortable retirement. And what should I do? How do I do all of that? No, they will say that our scope is not towards that, right? So that is uh, something which is and if you see it on the screen, when I look at the different let's say the different aspects here, if I look at it from the CFP's point of view, already told you he has a specialist certification. It's a gold standard. Holistic goal-based financial planning, yes. When it comes to, let's say, expertise to use multiple product, yes. Rigorous standards. You have practice standards are there that we have to follow. We have ethics also that we have to follow. We have to follow certain level of professionalism also that's there, right? Because the board is overseeing the work, the way we work, right? We do it in the profession. Adequate disclosures to clients, yes, that's the way it is, and provide long-term relationship hand-holding in terms of behavioral coaching, behavioral biases. You must have heard of behavioral biases, investment psychology biases, right? FPSB is a leading, institution when it comes to doing original research on investor psychology. And this because we've seen that we all feel we are efficient, we are not really efficient when it comes to investments. We make a lot of mistakes. So a CFP's role is also to help the client not to get panicked, not to get disturbed. but to be disciplined and to continue. Because if the plan is made, the plan is perfect, please execute it. Right? So that handholding is also provided very, very close. And that's why it leads to what I had already told you, which is known as a trusted advice. Okay, so let's go to the next slide, please. Okay. Now, I think somebody had asked about RIAs and everything. So I'm just trying to, friends, give you this slide actually gives you a sense of, the commonly to people who are basically financial advisors. Now, I don't really consider chartered accountants as financial advisors because their domain is very specialized and it's a beautiful thing, but not here. So who all do we have really as financial advisors? See, we have mutual fund distributors. These are the latest numbers I was looking at. It's like 178,000 mutual fund distributors all across the country. Then it comes to somebody asking RIAs, registered investment advisors. Yes, friends, SEBI has eased off the regulations. We had this done in the month of January this year, where yes, the education requirements have now been brought down to being just being a graduate. What number of experience? Not really any experience is required. So a lot of flexibility has been brought in the system, but still the RIA number roughly is right now around 1,000. It has to pick up. It has not picked up because while they have, guys, if you ask my perspective, because I look at this thing very, very closely, they have made the entry easy, right? But entry has been easy. I can become an RIA, but when I work along with the regulator in terms of, I do my business and the amount of let's say oversight, the amount of compliance that is required, that is still a little more stringent. There's a cost that's attached. So it will, while the SEBI has really moved in the right direction, that they've brought the entry better, but there's still some time before it really picks up. And as far as the CFPs are concerned, friends, this is the number of December end 24, which is roughly around 3,200 CFPs in India. So you see, if this slide actually gives you a sense that you look at our population and you see the number of financial advisors, there is a huge dearth of the right financial advisors. Huge dearth. And this opens opportunities. I told you there is a BFSI industry which has to grow. There is no way we can't take a U-turn back. And if the industry has to grow, you have to. And I want to give you one aspect over here. Just let me complete this and I'll give you one perspective over here. So we really don't have many advisors in the country. We don't really have the right advisors. Okay. I want to add one perspective here, friends, that, I have seen the 2008, 10 times also, then 2010 to 20, that period also. And now we are in 2020 to 25, this period. So there is a distinction, there's a difference between the hiring patterns of organizations. There was a time, friends, I remember when organizations had huge budgets for training their candidates. कि ठीक है, person has joined, he's good, yeah, he's got a right attitude. We will make him good, we'll make him even better. हम इसको train करेंगे सर. ये आपका 2010 के पहले का टाइम था. ठीक है. Uh, then the point comes in is the next decade, the last decade that got over by 2020. The companies started questioning the training budgets. That okay, we are spending that much amount, but what's the so they started getting the metrics out. Are we creating value? Is it really happening, or is it only required for the leadership? Because if the leader is good, he is going to circulate down the message clearly, and that is going to take care of things. So that question started. But now, when you talk about these years that we're talking, the employers, they want skilled candidates. They say that I want my employer to be productive by in the first month itself. How is that going to happen? It is not the generalized kind of education that we come up with. Be it a graduation, be it a post graduation, that is not going to help us, because we can't be. Second thing again is, when they say you have to be productive, you have to be technically right to be productive, right? So CFP is one certification which makes you both. It makes you technically, excellent, perfect. And when it comes to the behavioral side, the side of handling clients, client management, client relationship, the soft skills are also trained too. So then it becomes a kind of a win-win proposition both for both the companies, because they want people to be, people to be, sorry, just give me one second. Yeah. Is my slide visible, friends? Uh, okay, it's visible. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. So yeah. So that's what I was saying, that what really happens is that when you need such kind of people, right? So CFP is a win-win solution for these companies. So when I take several interviews for different companies, friends, and when I see them, I see a candidate who has a plan, and he is executing the plan because he knows what is the requirement of the BFSI sector today, right? Uh, yeah, that's okay, Pratnesh. So that really shows that yes, it's a good proposition for someone to hire. Screen not visible. 1 second, let me just stop share and again share it, please. 1 second. Yeah, I think now it must be visible, right? Visible, right? Okay. So now let's look at, friends, the career opportunities when it comes to CFP. So I've given you some essence of things. I'm just trying to give you a sense of what career opportunities you have within the BFSI space, friends. You can certainly get into wealth management. You can get into private banking. You can get into investment management, portfolio management. You can specifically get into, let's say, you can work with asset management companies. You can work with insurance firms, right? Not on, I would say seriously, not on the sales side, but more on, in terms of insurance, it could be more on the product side, product development, because the CFP is trained on how an insurance product is designed and things like that. You can work today, these days, friends, a lot of jobs are coming up in the fintech space, right? That is also there. When it comes to, let's say, financial management, fund management, tax planning, succession planning. Yes, so these are the kind of careers which I have highlighted, listed here, which are really, really the in thing in the BFSI space today. Okay, so now let me give you a little brief sense of what all is in store in the certification test. So, friends, the CFP certification, as I mentioned already, that it's a gold standard certification. Friends, there are two pathways. You can approach this certification, in two different pathways. One is known as a regular pathway, second is known as a fast track pathway. So right now I'll give you a sense of both. You don't worry on that. So first thing, when I have to say this, that when someone joins the regular pathway, there are four levels in it. So it's not that that we have to wait for the recognition, which is going to come only after once somebody completes the CFP final examination. No, when you clear the level one, which is the investment planning specialist, you are the FPSB is going to give you a certificate for that. So you are recognized not at the end, but over the journey. As you successfully complete the three milestones before you hit the final levels, you are recognized there and then. I always guide my candidates to not wait. Don't keep it as as a secret. You should start talking to people about. If you are in BFSI, start talking. If you are not, more start talking that yes, I'm getting into this profession, and this is the first milestone I've achieved. Now the FPSB board clearly says that yes, the board is recognizing me as I'm an investment planning specialist, and I can start handling money. I think there was one question which said that, what about our own money? See, friends, that's a home rule. When you learn these tricks, you're certainly going to go back. I did the same thing, and I started rectifying all the mistakes I was making as I continued learning in the journey. Right. So the curriculum is personal finance focused. So it's a technically qualified. You're going to become technically qualified. You'll have a very specific domain, which is I'm very good at handling. I'm efficient at handling people money, personal finance. How can I really get them to the next levels? Okay. And typically, friends, the program takes around 6 to 12 months to complete, start to end. Okay. In terms of eligibility, see, friends, FPSB has just kept very basic things over here in terms of that the minimum requirement is a 10 plus 2. You are 18 years person. I would say anyone who is just, let's say, in the first year of his graduation. See, we all know it very clearly that we get good amount of time when it comes to when we're in the graduation part, right? So why not, I would say, do a specialized certification program, which is CFP, because by the time you are done with your graduation, you're done with CFP, you are a very strong candidate for any organization in the BFSI space that yes, we want good candidates and he knows what we want. So he is trying to, the candidate is so smart to map it up to my requirements, right? Then, one thing more, friends, I would like to add here is that for getting the CFP certification, you need any. I mean, I'm talking about a person who is, let's say, in the graduation right now. He does not have experience, but the requirement is that yes, there is a 3 year experience in BFSI is required to get the CFP certification. You can always pursue the course. There is no stopping on that. But friends, ICFP is here to support you on it. We can alternatively arrange a 1 year of supervised articleship. So I, let's say, for example, right now I have three assistants under me who are people who have completed their CFP, so they didn't have that 3 year experience. So one of them is just about to complete her 1 year articleship, and she's going to be awarded this certification, right? So we will certainly help you to. Because we have more than 20 CFPs as our faculties. So definitely we can arrange you to get supervised articleship in any part of the country, and we can even make it hybrid. So that's not a problem at all. Now, let me give you, friends, a little sense of the program uh, curriculum in terms of, because when I'm mentioning about it's a gold standard, what does it include? The first thing, friends, you have to look at is, this is what is explaining, the regular pathway here. So CFP level one, friends, is investment planning specialist. Here we have three modules. The first one is personal financial management. See, friends, in PFM, we train candidates to understand the financial situation of a client. What is his net worth? Is it really something, or is it only say debt funded? So he's got everything. He's paying EMIs for anything that he wants. Right. So we have to explain the client, sir, your net worth is good. Your net worth is not good. Okay. Then how do I really ascertain goals of the client? What is smart goaling? What is the 6 step financial planning process? How does it actually evolve for a client? Then, in terms of, can I really mathematically define a goal for a client? I can do that. Can I really plan something for him, adjusting every kind of a, let's say, factors you want to bring in. You want to also do sensitization. You want to do simulations. You will learn all of that here. Then, when it comes to investment planning, asset management, friends, we train you on all the leading asset classes: equities, fixed income, real estate, gold, and then alternatives again, AIF, SIPs, and PMS. So then, what are portfolios? How do you design a portfolio? What are the best portfolio? Let's say asset allocation strategies for portfolios. How do you really ascertain portfolio risk, right? How do you find the risk-adjusted returns? How do you really, learn investor psychology? So all that is going to come in investment planning, asset management. Third, friends, is regulatory environment, legal compliances. As I was mentioning, this is extremely important for CFPs to understand the requirements when they actually go for job, or let's say start their own practice. Now, coming to CFP level two, which is retirement and tax planning specialist, friends, there are two modules: retirement planning and tax planning. In retirement planning, friends, is a common goal for all of us, right? And if you ask me today, if I want to share a fact with you, there was a survey that I was reading a few months back. I think it was one of them was actually this one. Canada Bank was also one of the partners of this survey, and when they asked people, the millennials, people who were born roughly around 1980s, including me, I'm a millennial myself. So 70% of them said that though we have a retirement purpose, but we are afraid that the 70% said we feel we are underfunded. That's a big, big thing, friends, in India, because we are not realizing the fact. See, there is a difference. Our parents, many of them were actually in government jobs where they have pensions. But our generation, including millennials, our focus more was towards private sector, jobs and things because of the reasons we all know. Now, though we are creating retirement funds, but there is a big question that's going to come in. And that is why I'm saying there's a big requirement of advisors, noble advisors like CFP, certified financial planners, who are going to, it's a time that we should guide the clients that you have to improve on it. Otherwise, because we understand, right, things are changing, longevity is increasing, people are living more, right? So this it's a big question, and it requires a big solution, and it requires all of us to help. the people around. Then second one is friends is about tax planning. Now you will learn about all the five heads of income. I was mentioning to you, I gave you one question. I said if I sell a house, I don't have to pay an iota of tax provided I know Section 54. I know Section 54 EF. EC Section 54 F also, right? So these are things we'll train you on that. How do you really help client in terms of managing his money, managing his capital gains and things, and all the other salary, capital gain, return filing, all that you can understand. Now let's come to CFP level 3, which is risk and estate planning specialist. Friends, uh, risk is basically, when you talk about risk, it is basically the insurance planning. Friends, again, a big thing in India is that the underpenetration of insurance, amongst the community. Despite it's been more than 2 decades now that we have private sector place, but still, uh, I was reading a report where the government said, no, we've not achieved our target. So that's the reason why the government has allowed 100% FDI in insurance in the last budget, which came in February 2025, because the penetration rates are very, very low, both in life insurance as well as health insurance. Of course, the government is trying to bring in, under the umbrella of health insurance and also life insurance by all the measures, but that's more for, focused on the marginalized part of the community, not for middle class and upper middle class like all of us. Right. Then, friends, we go to the CFP final level. Friends, the CFP final level has two uh, uh, parts to it. One is there has to be a financial plan that has to be submitted to the board for approval, and then a final exam has to be paid for, and then once you clear it, you are eligible to get the certification. Now, I was mentioning to you about that. One is you learn the technical skills, but it's financial advisory, friends. You have to handle, manage clients. You have to build relationships. How will that happen? So the CFP curriculum is also going to help you in terms of becoming an advisor, becoming a trusted person. How does it happen? You will be learning about what are the rules of conduct. How should I make my conduct in terms of what is the expectation from the client? And these are the best practices, global best practices that are brought to you. What are the financial planning practice standards that I should follow? Right? Again, best practices. How do I really, become the true professional? What's my professional responsibility? How do I really let's say develop my empathetic listening skills. See, I didn't have it before my CFP. So when I learned about it, I said you require it. Otherwise, you can't build those long-term relationships and which are lifelong. Appreciative inquiry, critical thinking to bring out the right solution for a client. See, of course, we'll try our best uh, to bring in the right solutions, right? So that's what is about the soft skills. Now, friends, the most important point of why should you join International College of Financial Planning for completing your CFP certification? Friends, uh, ICFP is the premium education provider and partner of CFP certification in India. Friends, in fact, the International College of Financial Planning brought the CFP certification to India. It was brought in during 2002, friends. Before 2002, there was no concept of the Certified Financial Planner certification in India. So because it was realized by the seniors at Bajaj Capital, because I'm sure you are aware that International College of Financial Planning is the learning vertical of Bajaj Capital. So this need was found that yes, we require specialists, and where do we find which certification globally is available, which is going to make people turn into financial planning, personal finance specialists, that is known as the certified financial planning. Since 2002, friends, ICFP has been the premium education partner, the leading education partner in this for this CFP education in India. Friends, we have the most experienced CFP faculties. I gave you a number roughly around, as I said, we have 20 to 25 CFP faculties, and CFP is not the only degree they hold. All of them at least have 1 to 2 to 3 degrees. Many of them have even PhDs. They are actually, training at different colleges in India, including IIMs, right? When I was actually looking at it in terms of what is the collective experience of our great faculties at ICFP, it's more than 75 years only for CFP, only for teaching CFP. highest number of CFP certificates and passing percentages at ICFP. In fact, if you look at the April 2025 numbers, we had the highest number of CFP uh, finalists uh, in India, as well as in terms of the total number of people who've cleared across levels, including the final, the highest numbers. You can see it on the social media. So, friends, I'm just giving you a brief sense of the staff faculties of National College of Financial Planning. Friends, just if you focus on Professor Madhu Sinha, she happens to be ICOFP's Dean. And, friends, she was awarded as the Educator of the Year for 2023-24 by the FPSB board. So, that's a big recognition coming from the board to ICFP that yes, you have the best of the best faculties. Friends, in terms of study options, uh, friends, right now what we have is virtual sessions whereby you can have faculties coming on live on Zoom to train candidates. Friends, it's a seamless method. It's been done for more than I would say 15 to 2,000 people before you. So this is not something which is we're doing it for the first time. The sessions are happening. You can book sessions both on weekdays and weekends in batches. The timings for weekdays and Saturdays going to be evening because we understand many of you are professionals who are working. And for Sunday morning, it is usually early part of the day, and so you are free to do other course as well as learn and practice for the CFP. Friends, the other option that you have is known as e-learning sessions, which means that you will get access to our state-of-the-art learning management system. This is specifically required for people who cannot really commit to times because of their other requirements. So we give them access to the LMS where they can go as per their free will, as per they can set the pace of study as per their requirements. So they want to go slower, they can do that. They can take more time, provided as per their requirements. So this becomes more of DIY kind of a thing. But yes, when it comes to virtual sessions, you will have to commit some time. Either depends on whether you want to go with the weekday batch or the weekend batch. Let me go to the next slide, friends. Right. This slide, friends, give you a little sense of the learning resources that ICFP provides you. Please understand, friends, that ICFP, in fact, if you see it, is the the writer of CFP curriculum books with respect to the Indianizing these books. Because when the CFP came in India, they had this issue that our material is more of US. We want someone to do it. So as ICFP brought this certification to India, it was done right at ICFP that uh, all the concept books and workbooks were designed as per, and they were Indianized, right? You also get access to as I was mentioning about the learning management system, whereby you get the session recordings, you also get preview videos. You also would be part of the sequential learning where you will have to attempt certain quizzes as the classes go ahead. Just to also let you know, friends, industry first in terms of we started the idea of providing personalized mentors. Right now, as per our current capacity, we are providing mentors for level 1 and level 4, so which means you have people who have cleared the CFP from ICFP. They are an alumni, and they are right now just helping others, as mentors, so that you get the extra benefit, extra handholding. You can speak to them at any time. I think that's again, if you read the feedback that we get on LinkedIn, you will find it that people are very very happy with the kind of this kind of a support that we provide. You will also get to do various assignments provided by respective faculties, because the whole idea is that we want you to clear this certification program and use it for your advantage as soon as possible. Okay. Now, friends, let us look at the fee, right? So, friends, I have a couple of slides for the FPSBP. FPSB, as you know, is the parent board of CFP certification, friends. So, when it comes to the regular pathway, now regular pathway means ones where you have to complete 4 levels. The registration fee, which is valid for 1 year, is 18,000 rupees. Then, friends, when it comes to the ebooks, the fee is 6,500 rupees per level. And for the CFP final level, it is 13,000. Please understand, friends, that we don't have to pay this 32,500 at one go. It will be as we move in the system in the journey. So if I'm right now working on level one, practicing it, I will only buy the level one books. Just to add one thing here, friends, that this is a mandate by the board that yes, our e-books should be purchased. But please understand the point that this is a mandate by them. So it's actually valid for everybody all across the world who are pursuing CFP. But trust me on this that the hard copied books that we provide at ICFP to you, right, both the concept book and workbook for each module, that itself is pretty sufficient for you to clear the exam. So I'm just trying to give you a sense that since they are e-books, at times it becomes difficult for people to go through them because it has to be on the LMS or WebPage and things like that. So please, you can always use our books to your advantage. Anyways, we provide you the most comprehensive material as I would explain to you. Now, when it comes to the exam fee, again, friends, you have in the regular pathway, you have to clear four exams. So the fee is 6,750 per level. This is right now, and the final fee is 13,000 rupees. Friends, I was mentioning to you the two parts of the final CFP final, which is one of them is a financial plan assessment. So, which is actually a financial plan, holistic financial plan you have to submit to the board. The fee for that is 10,500 rupees. And also there is a fee for get availing the specialist certifications, which is 10,000, another 10,500. Friends, if you remember, I was mentioning to you about that there are two pathways. Now, giving you a sense of the regular pathway, now I want to give you a sense of the fast track. See, friends, the meaning, the bare essence meaning of fast track is people who have the requisite education and experience. They are, they are allowed. They're allowed to be exempted from appearing in the level one, level two, and level three exams. They can straight away go and go directly in the CFP final level where they have to do a. They have to submit the financial plan and give the final exam, right? They can have the flexibility what they want to do earlier. They want to go over the exam first and then submit financial plan. That's up to you. So, what is the requirement here? So, first trend that comes is the education requirement. Friends, here the exemptions are provided to finance professionals, either a chartered accountant, a certified, a chartered financial analyst, CFA. Either you are an ACCA, you are a CMA, you are an AICPA USA, right? You are, let's say, a fellow member of the Insurance Institute of India. You are a CAIIB. Or I would say a major umbrella is basically you are a postgraduate, right, in economics, commerce, or maybe an MBA or a PGDBM in any stream. So they are the ones who have a professional financial certificate. They are financially professionals, or they are ones with these requisite qualifications, including a postgrad in management. They are exempted. They can directly join the fast track pathway. But along with the education, you also require a 3-year experience working in the BFSI space. Friends, people who are, let's say, a postgrad, who are also, let's say, mutual fund distributors, or they have their own professions, that can also work, right? That is also the experience can certainly be shown using some information which the FPSC board is going to require from you. Friends, what does ICFP bring to you when somebody joins the fast track pathway? See, as you know, that person is directly landing into the final level. So, how is he going to be aware of all the modules that have happened before that I just explained some time back? Friends, we provide you around 52 to 55 hours of interactive session, which is basically trying to give you a sense, quick sense, of the different modules. Focusing on the areas that you should work on as per the requirement of this final level, right? Along with it, as I said, that you will also have project mentoring for the capstone, which is directly handled by our dean. Then, friends, you will get into the CFP final level studies, which includes another 8 to 10 sessions of refresher classes, modules, and things and everything like that. And then you go for the live mock tests. We take normally now 2 live mock tests is what we take, depending upon how which incorporates all the latest style things and all of that. So there are a lot of things that are also going to come. And see, our idea very clearly is that we have to see that you are prepared well, right, and you're fit enough to pass the final exam in the first attempt. Now, let me try to bring you a sense of the fast track fees of FPSB, friends. FPSB charges 5,000 rupees as the fast track validation fee. Friends, then there is a registration plus content fee of 34,000. This is one combined fee. And after that, friends, as I've already discussed with you, the same fees for the financial plan submission, the CFP final exam, and the CFP certification. That is all is the same that I showed you already in the case of regular pathway. Because here we are straight away landing over in the final level, so then fees of exam and things gets reduced because of the eligibility and the experience that we already have. Now, friends, since you have joined the webinar, friends, today, I'll also give you an offer. But before that, please understand what this is. This slide actually highlights the fee that ICFP charges. Uh, for the regular pathway, friends, our fee combined fees is 60,000 rupees. When it comes to virtual learning, which means faculty coming live on Zoom with you. The other one is when I said the DIY model, whereby you get access to the pre-recorded sessions on the LMS. That is e-learning method. This is basically the fee is 45,000 rupees. Now, the fast track pathway, where based on the eligibility, requisite eligibility experience, you directly land into the CFP final. The combined fees for this entire program is 45,000 rupees. Friends, the offer for the day today is a flat 1,500 rupees discount is on the virtual e-learning and the fast track pathway fee. Friends, along with it, there is also we'll also share discount coupons for the FPSB content, but this is only for the regular pathway. You go for the e-learning, you go for virtual, that's all fine. So you're going to save almost 50% of the content fee for FPSB e content fee basically. Friends, along with this, there are two bonuses that are coming to you. One is 15 hours of session recordings for NISM 5A, right? So you all understand this is basically for the mutual fund distributor exam. So why not, when we're completing CFP, we should also do this as an enabler. In terms of when you go to doing a job or you do your own business, you should have this because we all advise mutual funds. And 7 hours of premium recorded lectures to understand, the how do you really do trading, how do you understand the technical side of it and things like it. So there's a big bonus that comes. Usually, friends, we charge 5,000 rupees individually for these two add-ons that we are providing today, but this coming pro bono free of cost today to you. So, friends, one more thing I wanted to add. This is again another special offer that we have today. People who are going to join the regular pathway, right? So once when they clear their exams, and as I have shown you, there is a certification fee of 10,500 rupees. Friends, for the first year, this is going to be on us. So this is again an industry first thing that ICFP is going to bear fees for the certification, but this is only restricted to the regular pathway. Okay, so offer for today, friends, on a combined basis, you're going to save 28,000 rupees fees on the fees of the program up to the maximum you're going to up to save is 28,000 rupees. See, this does not happen from Monday to Friday. It is only applicable for the webinar that we are having today. So you should take the advantage of it. Friends, along with, so please understand the part that if someone is due to any reasons does not or is not able to pay the entire fees as far as ICFP's fees is concerned. So you can make a down payment of 10,000 rupees and then you can go for a 0% uh, interest EMI option. So then EMIs would be 6 EMIs with 0%. So that again is the convenience that's brought to you. We provide it through our NBFC partners. Let me go to the next slide, friends. So you can call on this number 97114 3779. Christian and his team is waiting for your calls. All the sales counselors are available to help you in any kind of queries you have, so that you can, you can book you can reserve, you can book your seat today. So, friends, now I'm done with my presentation, and we are open to take up questions. So, feel free to ask any questions you have. Kanaya, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Rishi. Friends, if you have any question, you can ask in the chat box, or even you can also raise your hand. I'll unmute you one by one. You can ask your question directly from Rishi sir. Jayesh is asking major difference between CFP and CWM. So CWM is majorly to for the wealth management, but if you talk about the CFP, it's a 360-degree holistic financial planning program where wealth management
See,
is a part of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, JHC, the answer to your question is that I looked at the CWM curriculum also when I was actually thinking I went for CFP, because as Kanaya rightly mentioned, this is a broad spectrum thing, because here you can handle the complete financial planning of a person. When it comes to CWM, you will be restricting yourself only, let's say, to a certain strata of the society, which is the wealthy side, plus more towards managing their investments or trying to protect their principal. But CFP helps you to actually handle a bigger strata, and also wealth is also there. It's not that wealth is not there, and also looking at every part of it. So the requirements, I would say, is more, as we see, more towards the CFP side.
Uh,
Amol Lodhaji, your question is BCom holder can do fast track pathway. You'll have to. Is there any other? I mean, I had shown you some specific education requirements. If you have them, then you can do fast track. Otherwise, you'll have to go with regular pathway.
Rishi, if you can take question of Rahul R. He has written in the Q&A.
One second.
They are actually.
So one second. So what I'll do is I'll take it from the last one. I think that will be easier, and I'll go above it. So Satish Babarji, full form of FPSB is Financial Planning Standards Board. Uh, okay. And Rajiv Yadav, what about the people with engineering background? I'm a graduate engineer. I've cleared NISM 5A. Okay. Am I eligible for the course? Yes. In fact, Rajiv, we have so many engineers who are clearing CFPs with us. If you go to our LinkedIn handle, you look at last couple of them, most the ones who have put in. I would have just like named Prasanna and Gopal. Both of them are engineers working in the IT domain in the south, and they have cleared their CFP recently. So it's not, we don't restrict, there's no restriction of any streams, as I mentioned. We just need a little strong logic. That's it. Ambika Panvalkar, is there any age limit? No, not at all. Ambika, just to let you know, there are some people, some actually candidates in every batch were roughly even retired, right? 60 plus also are there. So that's not really any kind of a upper age restriction. Satish, I'll answer. I'm just trying to go one by one. My C articleship was not with the BFS sector. Will it still count? Aditi, just share your resume. Let us just check with the board once. If we are able to find it ourselves, we'll let you know. So, Krishan, just speak to Aditi once and get this sorted.
Articleship experience count,
Ambika,
whether it is in any sector, Rishi.
हाँ हाँ मैंने बोला resume मंगवा लो. We'll just have a look at it. But I think Aditi, it should work. Okay, so Dakran says it is advisable to do fast track course directly on knowledge perspective because let three level is skipped. See, so Dakran, it depends. There are two different objectives. One is that you want to quickly add this certification. Let's say you are already working in the BFSI and you want to take the certification, you can add it quickly. The other part is if you're taking it as a refresher of your knowledge, earlier knowledge, then I would say you can go with the regular pathway to get the entire thing. Okay. I think I've answered this. Ganesh, is graduation mandatory to complete CFP final? And he is already working in my firm. Is it sufficient work experience? Working in a firm, Ganesh, yeah, that experience certificate you can provide if it's a BFSI. Graduation mandatory, yes. CFP, he can he can get the knowledge, he can do it. But when it comes to, let's say, getting the certification, right, the final certification, Paridhi Gandhi, was the difference between annualized return and absolute return. See, absolute return, Paridhi, basically, okay, the answer to your question is absolute return is, let's say, in 2 years, you've got a return of 50%, right? The thing is, how do I compare that 50% with let's say another mutual fund which is giving a 18% per annum return? So annualized, so I have to, if I have to make an apples to apples comparison, I have to bring out every investment that I have and I have to get the annualized return for it so that I can make comparison between product A, product B, or asset class A or asset class B. Okay, how much is the total amount of fee after present discount, time, duration? Satish, Kanaya, Krishan, can you just handle this part, please? I'll take the other technical side things. Satish is asking, give me the total amount of fee after present discount and time, as a time duration. See, Satish, it depends. In terms of time duration, if you are eligible for the fast track, I would say an average 6 months. And if you are eligible for the regular pass, I would say a year's time. 10 to 12 months is what I would put it. Or a mix. Tarunji, it's going to be a mix. No, Tarun, it's not going to be monotonous. Trust me on that. If you are in one of my sessions, you will find we have, and most of the faculties instructions are very clear that you have to make it, a mix of it. You have to actually connect with the candidates, and they all do it brilliantly. I've been doing it for years, and the idea is it's not monotonous because definitely questions of the candidates are answered in every session, plus feedbacks are actively taken. So don't worry that this is going to be monotonous. Then uh, okay, so I think fees you've answered. 54. Kamal Shukla, 54 years old. Is it okay if I get articleship on limitation for it? No, 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 not at all. Kamal, nothing at all. Don't worry on that. That's my job to arrange for you. Any other candidates only guy but having more? I think you've answered questions, I think, before that, Kanaya. So I'll take up the new ones then.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Harshit Jain. Okay, I'll take it from Harshit then. In India, SEBI is authorized and ISM be certification of investment advisors. So doing these certificate earlier than registering for CFP will be helpful. Is the content of in these modules any similar with CFP modules? What my suggestion, Harshit, to you would be, you should first do the CFP because the depth, the technicality which CFP brings you is much more as compared to NISM Tenet NB. See, NISM Tenet NB, Harshit, is more from from a regulatory perspective to get to be allowed to become an RIA, right? So वहाँ पे उसका ज़्यादा focus है, but CFP focuses more on the technical side of things. So that's the answer. Just to let you know, Harshit, we have many candidates uh, who have completed the CFPs, then they've done their 10 10B, उसके बाद में they have started their RIA firm. So we do have many of our alumni doing that. In fact, if you just look at on our LinkedIn, we keep on conducting these monthly these industry connect sessions. So last month, for the month of April, we had it with Renu Maheshwari. So she's an alumni. She runs a RIA firm based out of Chennai, a big thought leader on retirement planning as far as India is concerned. So they are running their firms very successfully, but they all are CFPs plus NNMs. Bhuvneshwari, I don't have any experience working with banking or financial companies. However, I have held an ARN. Need to work under CFP or another year. Banking financial because however I've held an AR and mutual fund registration for over 3 years. Bhuvneshwari, have you done any business using that ARN of yours? If you can answer that to me, please. Sana Khan, I'm a CA aspirant. What should I do this course? Absolutely, Sana. CA plus CFP is a strong combination to reach leadership roles within BFSI very, very quickly. Uh, okay, I think you've answered many questions, Kinaya, it seems. Thank you for that. Uh, Achal Agarwal, I'm an MBA and also working as a broker, already cleared an SM equity derivative exam. Good. How will this certificate help me and what should be duration of course and fee? I think I've given you an idea of the course and fee. I think Kanaya and Krishan have already shared. Uh, as a broker, see, are you I don't know what which broker you're talking about, but yes, you can definitely get into, I would say, Achal, into the wealth management space. That is the in thing. You know, when I mentioned to you, all the leading international firms also are coming to India for opening their wealth management businesses. That is a place where you should check your credentials over there, and CFP is going to get you an advantage to get land that space very easily. Okay. We'll get the certificate for this webinar. Sana, there's no certificate for this webinar, I'm sure. Uh, Rajiv ji, fast track pathway, take you back to, let me take you back to the slide. We can take a minute for this, no worries. You can take a pic of this slide, Rajiv ji, so that you have very much clarity as to how it goes by. Yes. So this is the slide, Rajiv ji. You can take a pic of this, and then I can. It's good. Okay. Uh, who can join? As I said now that you have to have this requisite education experience. So I think I've answered all the questions. If anybody has anything, you can just speak up. We'll take it from there.
Ravindra ji, you can unmute yourself. Ravindra Sinde. Sorry, you can unmute yourself. You are allowed to unmute yourself. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, Ravindra ji, you have a question for us. Kamal, definitely. Krishan, can you help Kamal with a sample video for teaching any one subject, please? Kamal, just give us a call on 9711 Okay. Rameshji, who's PhD in finance, can take the fast track mode. Rameshji, I would request again, you just share your resume because this is the standard practice we have. Everybody who wants to go for fast track, just submit your resume. Let us look at it in detail, and we'll get back to you with the response.
Rishi,
Uh,
if you can go to the last
yeah,
slide where the contact number you mentioned.
yeah, please, sure. Acha, can I do get fixed placement adjustment after completion? Prakhar, uh, we can try that for you. We certainly, definitely, if you do CFP from ICFP, you have an advantage. You get our credentials attached. We can try that. Mathematical skills required, Harshit, reasonably, I would say you don't require to know, let's say, integration or differentiation. No, that's not required. But just that you have to just know a little bit of that so that you can use Excel and calculator. Okay. There's somebody's written. There's some questions on the other side of the chat. Let me have a look at it. Yes. Okay. Ganesh, CFP will be considered work experience in any cooperative urban banks. if he works in under individual mutual fund distributor, or is it sufficient work experience? Ganesh, I would suggest what you're writing seems fine to me. But you have a word with my counselor at 9711477779. I think you'll get an answer there. What additional advantage CFP survey offers over 10 and 10 prescribed by CFP? Prathamesh, I've already given an answer. The perspectives are very different. CFP does not look at it only for mere completion to get an RIA license for applying basically to get for applying for an RIA in India today. The depth is more. The comprehensiveness is definitely much higher. So they have their different perspectives for this. हर्ष गणेश तो ये तो हो गया परिधि एनालिस्ट को तो मैंने बता दिया. What about the scenario for 3 years work experience? MBA fresher, Harsh, I've already said we'll provide you an articleship, so don't worry on that. Tarun ji ka answer ho gaya. Now one question, Rahul R. Okay, you bring in a big question. Let me just read it. Practice in other region. What would I need to take additional exam certifications? Practice in other countries or regions. If that's the case, would be reduce both in India and other country. Uh, are there any global options that would allow for broader practice? So, give you your answer, Rahul, for question number 1 and 2. The FPSB has signed the FPSB India. Actually, the board has signed the an MOU with Australia, the FAA Australia, which is the parent body of CFP Certification Australia, where they're going to eventually make it like this that a person in India can pursue the CFP certification. Once he's done with that, he can also request for also passing few exams for getting eligible to be given a CFP certification of Australia. So that opens direct. Even though you don't have to go anywhere, you just have to sit in India and give the exams. On for both sides, you will get a certification for both. So that is the way one MOU I'm aware of. For the others, how does it really work out? For example, if you let's say you want to move to Singapore. So in Singapore, most of the things that we do in India is all common. It's just that the financial plan has to be submitted once more. And I think they also take one exam for taxation. So this one standard practice would be that definitely taxation laws are different. So there's one exam that's coming for that. If you want to make it a global practice, but I gave you an example of how because this was our request, so many candidates used to ask this. So FPSB is in the process. The first MOU they've signed is with Australia. Uh, are there any resources that CFP holders can find specific regulatory information for different regions? You will have to come with Rahul. What's your plan? Then only I can give you an answer to this. Alternative, how is CFP different NISM course like the PG, PF, DFP? Are there any complementary solution that works well with CFP? PG, DFP will also maybe have a couple of other things, but CFP is the standard certification for personal finance. Non-finance working professional get the CFP certificate since there is a relevant work. I already told you that 1 year of articleship, that too a hybrid. Now, just to give an example, there is one candidate who's under me. He is right now working in Bangalore. He's an engineer. He completed his CFP, and he's doing it on a hybrid mode. So that is something that we can manage. So there are not a lot of job listings that are listed CFP the mandatory requirement to apply for the role. How would the solution help them help? See, they can't for a private sector firm, friends. Even an MBA, you put it. When I did my MBA, still it used to be. You can be a graduate with experience. You can be an MBA. You can be a chartered. So they can't really make it. No, they can make it a mandatory. What I've seen is, for example, in certain leadership roles in as far as Bajaj Capital is concerned, I can give you an insight thing over here. Yes, the vertical heads, more of them are have either if they're brought out of from if they've been brought from outside, they hire a CFP, or if they want to raise someone as a leader, they do recommend him to do CFP. That is what I'm doing. So BFSI में तो definitely vertical heads should be a CFP. He should have that. So I hope I've answered all the questions now. There's some more. Ha. I think you got your answers. Right. So Kamal Shukla, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, near any center. Kamalji, near any center, sorry, I did not understand. Are you talking about exam? Maybe. Uh, okay, NSC centers would be there. You can just check it. What's the scope of for CFP practice? See, Ramesh ji, please understand the point. Establishing when you say want to establish a practice. One of the big questions that comes to us is that why would a client pay? My question is why would a client not pay? If you're trying to take out the stress from his life, his focus is only on his work that he does best, and the money management and the life management in terms of meeting his financial achievements of life and everything, becoming financially independent. That is what if you're handling. Definitely, uh, it's a big thing that somebody should do. Having said so, now if you ask me, the first 50, 100 clients takes a lot of time because uh, that's a time when you are actually entering the market. Clients don't know this. This is more of a referral business. But once you have 50, 100 clients to showcase, then I don't think many of our alumni don't really spend almost anything on marketing budgets and all because it's more of referral. Once a client has looked at you, he's happy with you, he'll introduce you to many, excuse me, of his friends, of his family members, and things like that, and business as well. So more on this, we can of course discuss it all, but that will be a different webinar, not today. Yeah. Any frame, of course, I follow the six-step process. I mean, we all have to follow a CFP, the six-step financial planning process, and our the financial plan that we prepare is actually having all the requisites which is required from a FPSB point of view also. It's Kamalji, just the last point is it's both an art and a science. Science because there are numbers, I have to follow a structure, but art because how do you really understand the client? How best you can really, you know, understand how best you can make make near perfect solutions for him, which of course he is going to find out that yes, you were very right, I was wrong. So वो हमारा वो होता है कि हम उसको वहां तक देखें. So for example, we were discussing it the other day that if there is a person who comes where I have a question on his longevity, so I will not plan for 100 years. I know I have to plan more from his for his life. I have to give him that reality of things. ये चीज है. Within equity also, Kamalji, वो basically देखो, at the end of the day, it boils down to the asset allocation. Asset allocation is the king over here, and diversification within that. See, it depends upon an asset allocation. How will that come in? That will come in only based on the risk appetite of the client. Now, that's my understanding. How do I look at it? And when you say inflation does not only equity as an asset class can beat, मैं आपको ये चीज बता रहा हूँ 20 साल के बाद I'm sure inflation will drop down to even 4% and less than that. So we have to plan for that. I will not take 6% as the rule book of inflation for let's say a retirement plan for a client who's 30 years right now. So have to be futuristic, sir. Yes, so I think really answered. Yes, Prakhar, the commission-based model, we can certainly work it out. Absolutely. So if you want to have a word with me on this, we can have it offline also. Okay, so Kanaya, I think we've done with the question and answers. Uh,
Yes, yes, Rishi. Friends, if you have any question unanswered, please call on this number. That is 9711 43 777 9. My team is there. They can help you, guide you with all the details. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Rishi. Thank you, Kishan.
I-
Signing off.
Thanks a
Thank
lot,
you,
Kanaya.
everyone.
Krishnan,
Thank you,
thank you,
Kananya. Thank you,
everybody.
sir.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope there is some knowledge I could share with all of you. So thank you all, and you guys take the best decision. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.